Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact. Most of the things that we believe to be a fact in our lives are told to us through our stories or the news that we hear. So my question would be, if they were deceiving you with the stories they tell you, would you be able to recognize that?
Hey, everybody. Welcome to The Way We See It right here on the FFN network. We apologize. We ran into some so-called difficulties. Nothing on my end. I was hearing everything perfectly fine. But apparently echoing was the issue. So hopefully that's resolved. So in the beginning, I had stated that, I've been running into some things, reading some things about the pandemic. Um, Not the pandemic, I apologize. But I reinstating the mask. Um, and I know that. Um, I know that I apologize. I know that because I read about it, I seen it, I did all of this stuff like that, and then today I found out that um, my wife's doctor, she went already is instating the mask, so she couldn't go and see the doctor unless she put the mask on. So even if it's one or two doctors that's not doing it, before you know it, other doctors are going to follow suit. And in my opinion, I feel that they're going to try to push it down our throats all over again. So, Mr. B, let's start us off and where we are now.
Someone have radio going again.
There's no radio going, Mr. B.
I'm hearing some music or something in the background.
No, I don't hear nothing. Could it be on your end?
That was
here now.
Hot damn it.
Hot damn, Bobby. There you go.
There you go, Blaze.
Yeah, there's no hiss or anything on my end. I mean, because if we're going to keep fucking fooling around, you know what I mean? And losing viewers like we lost the first time. So now they got to research for the show to try to find us the second time. So, I mean, there's no echo on my end. So.
Yeah.
Okay, but we're just telling you what we hear on our end. Yes.
I don't hear you guys echoing, nothing. I don't hear no static in the background, nothing.
But we're telling you what we hear on our end. So when you were having technical difficulties and it was just the three of us, we didn't hear this noise. You pop back in online and now we hear this noise.
Yeah.
We're better.
Is your headset Wi-Fi by any chance? Blaze,
Well,
is your headset Wi-Fi by any chance?
yes.
It may be picking up some other radio transmission and feeding it through. Maybe that's why you can't hear
Yeah,
it.
no, I would hear that if that was happening. I've
Okay,
been
so-
listening to it both shows, both times. The only time I heard me echo
Okay, well.
was in the first 2 minutes of the first show.
Okay.
And then after I fixed everything, I never heard an echo from me again.
Okay, well.
So, I mean, I'm watching it. Go ahead.
Okay,
See if you can bring your microphone closer to your mouth because it's a little hard to understand you.
Okay.
Well, you talking about them bringing COVID restrictions back. Oh,
Yes.
we already fell for it once, so why would the government not believe that we'll fall for it again? The COVID was a money-making machine, and they're gonna find any excuse to go back to that because Ukraine just is too slow and they're not making enough money. That's why the generals are bitching about that. I mean, we all know COVID bunch of bullshit. So if you fall for it again, well, then I guess you fall for it again. You're just gullible. I don't know what to tell you.
I my thing is that all right, so it's okay to exploit the American people again because you need some more money for military action.
They do that every day. That's
Well,
our
yeah, I know
politicians at
that, but
work.
this is kind of more blatant where people that I mean, you can see this right up front.
What? We didn't say shit about it the first time. Why would we say stuff now?
The first time it was new. Now we know all the information is a bunch of bullshit. Well,
Okay, but
let's not say that. For me, I would say like 60% of it is
still,
bullshit.
still, Blaze. What are most companies and the government are going to do again? They're probably going to put you in that predicament where you either take this or you don't have a job. And what are most people going to do? They're probably going to take it because they can't afford to not have a job. They can't work. I read
Okay,
an article today.
it isn't bad.
No, I read an article today. Out of the last 50 months, the last 4 years, the middle class has lost purchasing power 44 of those months. So yeah, we're gonna be good little clones now, and half of us are gonna probably take the shit because we need our jobs. I mean, they did it once. Why would they not do it again? All I can see is every year some kind of COVID requirement coming now.
Isn't that wouldn't that go down as far as the Communist Party? To tell people that if you don't do this, we're going to fire you from your job?
Once again, they did it before, Demon Blaze. Why would they not do it again?
Well, it was the way it was set up the first time. Again, now I feel people know what's going on, and they're not going to fall for it as hard as they fell for it the first time. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'll wear a mask if they give me a check this time. I didn't get a check last time.
Nah, no
My
check.
wife or myself.
They ain't giving checks.
Gentlemen, with
Nah.
COVID last time, everybody knew that stuff was going on was bullshit, but they were going along with it anyway. And every time someone exposed the bullshit for what it was, rather than backing off, all they did was they took it, they doubled down and brought something else out, and another edict, and another edict, and another thing to do, and another this, and another else. They just kept doing it. Just the same way they keep persecuting Donald Trump. They know that everything's all bullshit. Nobody freaking believes it, but they keep bringing this crap out anyway. They keep going further and further and further with it. It's stupid. It's stupid as high hell. But it's still just going on, and people are allowing it to happen, and they're going along with it.
I have a little hot burn with that statement.
Okay.
Mr. B. This shit all happened under Trump's watch, man. Why didn't he wait? This shit, all this lockdowns and Dr. Fauci and all that. Trump let this happen, man. This was under his time. So what was the forces he was fighting against to get rid of Fauci? Blaze, what'd you do?
I didn't do anything.
I think he got. There you go, Mr. B. You back?
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't know what the hell happened.
That's all right, bud. So, what do you think kept Trump's hands tied in 2019 and 20 and 21 from firing Fauci? Well, what stopped him? The media?
Trump wasn't.
He was the president, right?
Yeah, he was the president for what? Fucking 6 months?
I think a year.
He was
Year
out
to 2 years.
a year.
Yeah.
Trump was like the first 2 years of COVID was Trump. President.
Okay. All right. So lockdown.
Originally, when COVID started coming in and whatever else, Trump was very nonchalant about it. And Trump had remained nonchalant about it. And then Biden came in and said, "Oh, it's terrible, this, terrible that."
They called him racist for fucking telling other countries they can't come into the country. Oh, yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Okay,
I
Mr. B.
remember that bullshit.
I didn't know you had that one on it. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, Trump got plenty dogged out, called racist and all kind of stuff when he wanted to shut down the border. Biden keeps the same rules and it's okay, but um,
But
I'm gonna be bad or I'm gonna be upset when the tax burden that's gonna come to us, the taxpayer, when all the disability claims come in for the shots that were forced that you said now we know they cause heart problems and um I just
yeah, for all I know, my sister probably had a heart attack from it.
yeah,
I'll never say that to her because she'll lose her fucking mind. But you know what I
Heart
mean?
yeah
She
Trump.
she
problems,
she
blood
got the
clots.
vaccine. She got the vaccine. She got everything. She got the boosters, everything. My sister see doctors all the time. They never told her anything about her having any kind of heart trouble. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, stop the smoking. Every doctor tells you to do that. Then all of a sudden she just blatantly fucking just has a heart attack. You know what I mean? All I'm saying is that now we know because the evidence is out there, 100% fact. Okay, that these boosters cause fucking shit with your heart. They can cause a blockage, all of that stuff. Mr. B,
Yes, sir. What do you
No,
want me
it's
to
true.
say?
I don't know what I want you to say.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I'm going to say about all this thing with the boosters and the shots and all of this that happens, put the masks on and all the social tits dancing, the distancing, and whatever else that stuff is. It was all a bunch of bullshit. Here, hang on, here, look at that, look at that. Look,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Donnie has to
yeah,
leave for tonight. We always appreciate Donnie. He's the boy.
Donnie,
He's the man.
Donnie.
He is the wonder. But Donnie had to work tonight. So again, look, man, I don't understand why there's always got to be. I looked at it one way. One way, okay, when Trump was president. All they did was tear him down for every move he tried to make because of the pandemic.
Exactly.
Every move he tried to make, they ripped him down to fucking shreds, Democrats. Sorry. All I know was there wasn't no lockdown. All I know is that I didn't have to wear a mask everywhere I went. All I know is that Fauci was under Trump, when Fauci was under Trump, okay, Fauci's out there saying, "Oh, I don't think it's going to be like this. I don't see us like China wearing masks all the time. So I wouldn't worry about it, folks. We don't need to mask up." Everybody knows that statement, right? Because we probably showed it at least 2 times. I know that I showed it and talked about it on the Blaze Man and Miss Tammy show back in the day, and we've talked about it on the Rabbit Hole, and we've talked about it on the Way We See It. So
And what kind of masks are we going to wear this time? Are they going to
I
mandate?
don't know, but
Wait a minute. Is it medical mask or some bullshit fashionary mask which does shit, which is
You,
just like a rag designed to fit over your
what does it
ears and
take to
mouth?
make you people understand?
what do you mean
When you're
you
breathing
people?
through something, when you're
You
breathing
people.
through something, anything like this, or a multi-billion micropore, whatever the hell it is, kind of M90, whatever it is, mask or things
Five
like that. If your
and
breath goes
95.
through it, you are able to contaminate. The only possible thing that will protect people is if we're all walking around in fully encapsulated suits.
Well,
I led you to that response. Okay.
What?
I led you to that response
How'd you
because
manage that?
it's so hypocrisy. It's
hypocritical.
hypocrisy. You got one mask.
Hypocrisy?
Yes, there you go. I'm sorry. Hey, watch it there, guy. I'm close
It's
to
one of
you,
those two.
okay?
Okay, all right.
I could be at your front door by 8 o'clock.
I welcome it, Betty. I welcome it.
No, no, but it's just you're told to wear a mask. Then all these fashion statements, and I want to come back to Mr. B, and he's so right when he made the comment about money. everybody was in for money. You see what Fauci was pushing, and you see what Trump was pushing. That was what was so sad. Both of them were pushing a cure for this fictitious COVID-19. And I lay the story there, Mr. B, and on to you.
Absolutely. I myself have been treated with something called ivermectin, which other people were saying, "Oh, you can't do that. We're forbidding you to use that."
Okay, so you got to explain to the audience what ivermectin is, Mr. B. You
So
can't
yeah.
call something out and then not have an explanation for it.
Okay. Ivermectin was, for me, it was an intravenously delivered
Yes.
medication.
30 minutes, right?
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I don't remember the length or duration of time because I was in the I was in the hospital for a period of about 10 days or something.
Oh,
But
okay.
however long it was that they put it in, it was probably 30 minutes. Put in by an infusion pump intravenously into my skin,
Yes.
and it helped my body battle the stuff. And I'm a person who has multiple what they call comorbidities. I have a number of problems with my respiratory system outside of the whatever the COVID, whatever you want to call it is.
Mr. B, we're all
Yes.
dead. We're all dead men walking. We're all dead
From the
men
day that
here.
we're
Yeah,
born,
but
we're
that doesn't
designed to
mean
Yes,
that we
sir.
want
die,
to go
living
sooner.
called
Yes.
death.
That
Yes.
doesn't mean that we want to go sooner.
No, nobody's saying that,
No,
man. Thank you,
but
Mr. B. Go on.
what this did was it did something to help my body fight. Before that, what was I doing? Because you can't get a hold of chloroquine. I went out and I got tonic water. And
Yes.
for 2 years, solid years, I was drinking tonic water. Why? Because it contained quinine.
Yes. Queenie. Yes.
Some people call it
Yes. Yes.
quinine. Okay,
Yes.
quinine.
Yes. Yes.
And for the longest time, I was fine. When did I wind up getting COVID? When I stopped taking in the damn tonic water like an idiot. I wound up getting COVID, so I wound up in the hospital. And when I came out of the hospital, I went to my primary care physician. My primary care physician took one look at me and said, "What are you doing here?" I said, "What do you mean? What am I doing here?" She said, "No, you don't understand. Someone that has all the comorbidities that you have, they don't walk out of the hospital and carry out in the body bag. How did you survive?" I
Power
said, "Yeah, how I
Jesus
survived. I
Christ.
fought like hell, and I was blessed to have ivermectin put into my body."
And can I add to that ivermectin? I had that in the great state of Texas.
Did you
But
really?
yes, and they just took me in. They jammed me. It was 30 minutes. I stood for another 30 just to watch me and release me. What I really
So
enjoyed
you
about
went and
it.
had
Uh,
everything done that they were saying to get during COVID, right?
yes.
Would you say that's fair?
Yeah, that's fair. And then also, what's fair, I had an echocardiogram about a year ago, and the cardiologist, he was like in his mid 40s, and he educated me on my heart. And he says he hopes at my age, his heart looks as good as mine. So it has not affected me, Blaze, at all.
Okay,
But
good.
does it? But does it affect
But it
people?
does.
Yes, yes. Look at Bronny James, man. My heart goes out to that kid.
Yeah.
Not for the money, but the love of basketball that kid has due to his father's success.
Yes.
And everybody was looking at that. I haven't heard none about Bronny, but I want to get back to that juice bag they gave us, Mister B. My brother got COVID, and he's from the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts, and his
Yes.
doctor said, "Oh, hear me out." His doctor says, "Sorry, I can't give you that here. You go to a red state, they'll give it to you."
Yep. Yep.
Wait a minute. What? Say that
Yep.
again?
The ivermectin was just released in Massachusetts, probably after COVID. It was not offered as an antidote or to calm down whatever COVID was doing to you. Nope.
Right.
Nope. And there was no shortage of it either. It was just pure politics.
That is correct.
It's the kind of shit that. Let me see what the time is.
Nah, why you looking for that, Blaze? No, Blaze, why you looking for that?
Mhm.
It's I'm hearing a delay
You
again. You heard, Mr. B?
Go ahead, speak.
I'm hearing myself again, Blaze, and Mr. B can validate, but I'll keep
Yes.
on going.
Continue,
Yeah, but
please.
that has
To get
nothing
to get
do
to
with
get back.
that you're
Yeah,
hearing yourself, man.
yeah, I know the deal. The invectiment was banned from. I wouldn't say banned from blue states. The governors just didn't want nothing to do with it. And that too, that treatment is what was given to President Trump when he caught COVID.
Yes, and that was what he was advocating that worked, that helped him the
But
most.
it's just so sad that even in a pandemic, they played politics with our lives
Right?
to boost the money in their bank accounts, man. It's just sad, man. I just want to know, and I who's going to clean the swamp now?
Well, let me run this past you folks. See if maybe this might ring true through to you. Usually, if they want to raise money and make people rich, what do? They hold a war, correct? Well, in this case, around 2019, 2020, war wasn't working anymore, was it? Was it,
No,
guys?
didn't have no valuable target out there.
There was nothing going on. So what do? They couldn't hold another war when it was working. What would he do? Well, then you hold a pandemic. There you go. Oh, okay. Well, let's start paying all kinds of crazy money for drugs that we know aren't gonna do anything, but spread things around and and start doing things, giving crazy money away for crazy people for crazy things, and everybody's gonna be happy.
Yeah, no, but I really don't think the mask thing is going to catch traction this time. And I'm not just saying it from the people from the right, but the left. I think the left is already tired of what they see here in Washington now, and the state, the mental state in which our president is in right now. It's and his ironic. He gave an 80-year-old Vietnam veteran today the Medal of Honor, and Dr. Jill just got tested hot for COVID, and he's maskless around this veteran.
Oh, but he tested okay.
Oh man, Donnie, did you see that beautiful ceremony today?
No, I didn't see the ceremony, but I heard what you just said, and that's just flat out pathetic. This is the thing I don't understand about President Biden. Given everything that is going on and his mental state that they question and all the investigations, I remember, my little time in the government when a commander, because let's remember that commander in chief is a military position, is it not, Dini?
Yes, sir.
So why is he not being removed from his position pending a investigation? Because we do that with a lot of other commanders. Why not him?
According to military
I
law.
just don't get that.
Go ahead, Mr. B.
That's,
I mean, would they do this according to military law?
that's the question I'm asking. That would be a good question. I don't understand that.
No. I think the Congress has the only authority to impeach a president.
Oh, to impeach, yes.
Yes,
But to
relieve
step
him?
aside.
Yeah,
Here you're
but
saying
Congress,
he's got a military
but
position of commander in chief. He has a
Yes.
military position. Then why isn't he subject to military justice? Why not?
I just want to know
He's the
who's
president of the United States, just like he's not subject to law when he's
right,
the president.
but
no
Congress can fire a top
I
general.
mean, come on now. You got to
no
be
Kamala Harris
understanding
needs to
though.
walk. Kamala Harris needs to walk in his office with her 45 out, not Donald Trump, a weapon, and say, "Mr. President, I am
Oh,
relieving you
easy,
of your duties. You're
easy.
being arrested and taken to the mental ward." Is that what's supposed to happen? She is the vice president. They do that on nuclear ships. We see it all in the movies. If they dreamed it, I mean, if they wrote it, They thought it.
Well,
Comments?
right. I just really got to remember. You got to think. We're gonna have 2 more years of this, or not even about 15, 16 months of this dude. That's all we got left, and then somebody
Well,
else is gonna be there. Because I just can't see how all his policies and all this stuff that you guys were talking about earlier, like COVID. Let's have another pandemic so we can generate money. The taxpayer can't handle another pandemic. Yeah, we can't. We're, we're,
people are
we're drowning
homeless,
now.
and people are
So
going homeless now because they can't afford their rents.
Oh, okay.
yes.
Hey,
I want to
So
run a
What do they
question.
want to do? Wipe out the entire restaurant business? That is
I
ridiculous.
want to run a question across to you guys. Okay,
Okay,
H.
Donald Trump.
about
He is by and large the best rated person that's running for president right now in the polls. He has the highest poll marks that is there. They are trying to do things in the courts to prevent him from being put on the ballot in each individual state. Is this something that, or isn't this something that is counterproductive to what our rights as citizens of the United States are to vote for and choose whom we choose to select and elect? Are these people usurping our constitutionally protected rights of voting?
we have a question.
say that all again now. You want to ask,
Yeah.
are they
I'll
usurping our rights to
simplify it.
vote?
Yes.
I'll
Thank
Yes,
you.
simplify
every
it.
day. By
Yes.
their
Okay.
gerrymandering and why they want to do different lines.
Okay. Let me simplify it and make it more. If, God forbid, well, he's dead anyway, but Charles Manson wanted to get on the ballot and he had enough people that would put him on the ballot, what should, I mean, would we and could we go to the courts and sue to keep him off the ballot if he had?
But why would we do that? Just you just don't vote for the guy, and
I don't know.
his so many followers or whatever, they'll be the vote. That's it. I
Why
mean,
not?
I don't know. Charles Manson was kind of a bad fucking
That's what they're going to do to
example.
Donald Trump.
Well, we got a question from one of our viewers, and it says, "Can't read. I can't read the private chat. Read this thing. Read that thing." Anyhow, okay. So this is from Melinda Bennett. Are there any Republican candidates that you think will beat Biden in this election? Me personally, I think that anybody can beat Biden if the media and everybody else doesn't win another election for him. Anybody else? Mr.
Yeah.
D.
Um, it ain't going to be Biden. It's going to be Gavin Newsom, y'all. You heard it
Oh, good
today
God.
at September 5th, 23 at 2854. Gavin Newsom. I'm telling you guys,
All
Biden
right.
can't even walk, folks. They're grooming somebody in the back of the Democratic Party. And can you hear me, Mr. B?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
I'm
I'm sorry.
listening.
They're gonna groom somebody there. It's
I
gonna
love,
Gavin Newsom. Biden, everybody knows anybody can beat Biden. Shit, a bologna sandwich can beat Biden,
I
man.
was thinking tuna fish myself, but okay, all right.
Again, like I
No.
said, unless the media and everybody else doesn't win the election for him.
What? Say that
So
again?
I said, again, that's if the media doesn't go all out and the powers that be win the election for him.
Oh, I think the American public and what I see on YouTube, it's not a septic tank. It does have sewage run by it once in a while. But Americans are fed up, man. All colors, sizes, shapes. Oh, they see this. Whatever Republican goes against Biden, if he's there, it's going to be a landslide.
From
All
a
right, ladies and
Republican.
gentlemen, guys, with that being said, when we come back,
Man,
I'd like to talk about how
See, good thought.
Everybody that fucking despises and hates Trump now, back in the day, they all loved him and they all wanted something from him and they all got it because he was that type of guy. Stick around for more the way we see it. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen, about 3 to 4 minutes.
Holding on to each other. Miss the last bus on foot to get home. I miss the town, rowdy and clever, all at once undercover, blowing kisses to the shop windows as we go. We stayed out playing past midnight. That was years ago. Now something just ain't right. Better take it slow. Morning larks singing out to the dawn. I miss me and you, boy, with style, on our bikes, single file, day drinking at a cafe in Cologne. We stayed out playing past midnight. But that was years ago.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. Thanks for sticking around for the way we see it right here on the FFN network. So I apologize for all the walking behind me, ladies and gentlemen. Got my little one wants to come see her Dina before she goes away. So with that being said, you know, everybody, and I mean everybody, every politician, every celebrity, every Baptist priest, you name it, that all of a sudden can't stand Donald Trump. But I'd say 15, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, they were all talking about him in their rap videos, and they were all praising him about building something new in New York and the whole 9 yards, and they can't stand him. And so I'm just gonna prove that point right here, real quick. Let's take a listen, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Jesus.
Mr. Jesse Jackson.
Yes, sir. I know. Yeah.
I do want to express thanks to you, Donald Trump, for
It's
being with us
a very low audio. So I have everything in my hand turned up, so I apologize for that. Turn your systems up.
tonight. I do want to express thanks to you, Donald Trump, for being with us tonight. We need your building skills, your gusto, your rent package for people on Wall Street who represent diversity. And we thank you for coming tonight. Let's give Donald Trump a
People
big
on
hand.
Wall Street to help with diversity.
That fool looked good back in them days.
The Rainbow Push Coalition.
I now want to bring forth a friend who has, well, he is deceptive in that his social style is of such. One can miss his seriousness and his commitment, for his success is beyond argument. When we opened this Wall Street project and we talked about it, he gave us space at 40 Wall Street, which was to make a statement about our having a presence there. And beyond that, in terms of reaching out and being inclusive, he's done that too. And created for many people a comfort zone when I ran for the presidency in 84 and 88. And many others thought it was either laughable or something to avoid. He came to our business meeting here in New York because he has this sense of the curious and a will to risk to make things better. And so aside from all of his style and his pizzazz, he's a serious person who's an effective builder of building with a builder of people. Last year he was a part of our workshop, of our panel workshop on what are the challenges and opportunities. And so this, a year later, Donald Trump, for a few minutes, challenges and opportunities to embrace the underserved communities. Donald Trump.
I will tell you, a large percentage of the people, and especially in construction, that are building these great jobs are black and minorities, and I'm very proud of it. We have close to 25%, and I think the number's going up, and they do a great job. There are no better builders than we have in New York, and a big percentage of that is black and minority folks. So I just want to thank everybody in the room for being here. I look forward to some questions, and then I don't know how we're ever going to leave this building today, because if you look outside, it is terrible, but we'll figure a way. There's always a way, and thank you, Jesse, and congratulations. So I just want to thank everybody for being here. I look forward to some questions.
Yeah. I just want to come out and say funding for this portion of the program brought to you by San Pellegrino Water. If you want to spend $1 on a bottle of water, blow it on this. Okay. That having been said, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, it's anticlimactic to be pointing out the points of their hypocrisy, where when Donald Trump did things that was suiting them for their purpose, he was God incarnate on the land in New York City and elsewhere. And now, when he's doing things that goes counter to what their points are, counter to what their desires are, and counter to what their indoctrination teaches, they throw him under the bus. So, why are we even bothering demonstrating this? It's like we're preaching to the choir here, ladies and gentlemen. The world can see this. The world has seen this. We got to figure out not what's been happening. How do we make it stop happening? That's what we need to be doing. Mr. D, I'd love to hear what you have to say about that.
It's mind blowing. Before I left the defense world, they started sprinkling this diversity, inclusion, and equity stuff already.
Guys, we have a
The,
little bit of breaking. We got Donald Trump live.
okay.
Each and every one of the many claims being brought forth by Congress, and they're doing a good job. Jamie Comer, Jim Jordan, all of them. Concerning all of the crooked acts, including bribes from China and many other countries, all these foreign countries sending money into the coffers of the Biden crime family, we will have a special prosecutor, and now they'll come after me even a little harder, but I don't know how many more. How much harder can they do it? I should have 4 by sometime next week.
Well, that's where I disagree. I disagree on revenge. You know, because if you get back there, just go back and do what you were doing. I'm not happy about revenge. I'll let you guys have a statement in a few minutes.
Republicans that are fighting very hard now, I have to tell you. But you're going to see that on my first day in the presidency. The deep state is destroying our nation, but the tables will turn very quickly, and we will destroy the deep state.
Okay, we got to talk about something here. D.
Can I go back to what I was saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
So if I was a director for a dye site, I would definitely use these films because and it's crazy that I'm in 2022. No, correction, 21, and I'm hearing about this dye stuff, and they were talking about this in Reggie, the Reverend and Trump. The first part of it, Jesse Jackson makes a diversity claim given to Donald Trump. In the second one, Jesse Jackson talks about an inclusion, how Trump brought him in. And then equity, the last one is when Trump brought Jackson on the stage and said, "Good job." They nailed it right there and then. Now are they trying to reverse that on Trump? Because somebody must have saw these tapes. Do you understand? And I'm
Well, of
thinking,
course they have.
are
That's
they
why
are
I
they
threw
using
in.
it reversed?
That's why I was being a cocky ass and saying racist in the background while he was talking. You know, because that's what they deem this guy as, a racist now. And he's helped every one of them. He's
Yes,
helped
no.
every one of them, whatever projects they were trying to come, and if he could help, he helped them.
And you know what it is? He started cracking at the swamp, man. And he fell in
Yeah, well,
one of them quicksands. And I hope to God he can get out because he needs to get back on that 2x6 going across the little river there.
yeah,
So he can come back and just clean it up.
right. Let's listen to
Mr.
him
B?
more live. Let's listen to
Right.
him more live.
Much better for us than it is for Mexico and Canada, as you can tell. I stood up to China like no administration has ever done before, bringing in billions and billions and billions of dollars.
We heard this already.
When no other president had gotten literally 10 cents.
I don't know. Says live to me, and he was talking about
No.
people voting back in.
Yeah, no, we heard this in 2016. It's just a repeat. That's all it is of his campaign.
China.
Oh,
And DeSantis
He's going to be the nominee.
so he brought in billions and billions of dollars from China on his 2016 campaign?
No, but he talked about going at during his campaign.
Well, he did. He was the toughest on China.
No, this is his campaign promises and him answering to him. And he's right, you know. That's all he's doing. He's going over the campaign promises he made in 2016 and going to do it now. Good job. No, it's a great tactic. It's a great tactic. My hat's off to him.
That if you get great marks, you go to college first. There's no more crazy discrimination and other things. Nobody thought that was going to happen. And last year, those justices ruled to end Roe v. Wade. They ruled to end Roe v. Wade. Now, I have to tell you, we have to talk about it because it energizes the other side a little bit, and it's not good. But just so you understand, and how to talk about it. Now, pro-lifers have a tremendous power to negotiate. You had no power whatsoever. They could kill the baby at any time they wanted. They could kill the baby whenever they wanted. This moves the issue back also to the states, where all legal scholars want it back in the states. But you have tremendous power to negotiate, like Ronald Reagan.
Yes.
Before me, I support the 3 exceptions. You have to go with your heart. But I support for rape, incest,
I'm here.
for the life of the mother. I do that, and a lot of
My mic is being censored.
Sensitive because it's loud. It's picking
Oh.
up everything.
The Democrats, though,
Lower your
they're
mic.
not the radicals. They're the radicals because they're willing to kill babies in their 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th month, and even after birth. So, if you remember that,
Okay, so we've heard all of this. If he starts spouting about something new, then I'll jump back in.
What he's doing? Do you know what he's doing? He's smoking the roaches out of the woodwork. He's saying all these wonderful things about, they shut down Roe v. Wade and blah, 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 blah. You know that these people immediately, as soon as they start hearing him saying this, they're going to be going on the warpath. They'll be coming out of every nook and cranny and crack and crevice.
This is almost the same, this is almost the same kind of talk that JFK was feeling.
Donnie, please, can I say something real quick? And Trump knew this. One of his campaign promises, one of his little bone out there that he threw out to us was the next president is going to have possibly 3 Supreme Court justices. And he accomplished all 3. All 3 he did. And that the only one that didn't get dragged through mud was the first one. But Flanagan, he looks like a Flanagan. I can't think of his name right now. And the lady, they just gave him hell.
Are you summoning her?
He made it happen.
Yeah, I asked him again.
Just to be.
I have no idea what you're talking about, Flanagan.
Yeah, it was some white guy. I can't think of his name right now. Oh man, they dragged him by mud. In the Senate. Yeah, shit. That's where Kamala Harris got her little fame and shit when she was throwing dirt on him. Kavanaugh.
Oh,
okay, all right.
Supreme Justice.
Hot.
Brett Kavanaugh.
Didn't I say Supreme Court?
I don't know. I didn't hear you say that. But go ahead, Kavanaugh.
Yeah, but no, they just killed him.
And they ruined that woman's life that they had saying all of this fucking bullshit about him. They ruined her life. You know what I mean? You don't hear from her no more. She's a one-hit wonder. You know what I mean? A one-hit wonder.
They don't care.
I know they don't care.
They will promise these people the moon and the stars and everything else, and book deals and touring, lecture deals, whatever else, everything they possibly can, and then toss them aside as soon as their agenda has been put forward, and they've served enough. The mushroom method: keep them in the dark, feed them a lot of shit, and with the right pickup. That's the way they work.
Even as working as a custodial staff of the White House, all events you have in your mind, I'm surprised nobody has tried tapping into one of the people. I'm pretty sure they have a hell of a NDA, non-disclosure agreement, to talk to a publicist. But I'd love to see a janitor, cleaning up after. I would just be cool. We always hear the high level guys,
Yes.
But I'd like to get it at the ground level. Go ahead, B. You're shaking your head.
No. I'm in complete agreement with you. I absolutely, positively, 100% agree with you on that. If you really want to find something, you want to see something, it's the backroom people, the people in the kitchen, the people in the janitor's closets, whatever. You have no idea how much people will know just from walking around emptying waste baskets for a living.
Yes. I have a story on that.
Please, by all means, enrich us.
I was stationed in Fort Carson, Colorado, and I was split away from my family, so I had free time, but I was able to get on the road and spend a lot of time with them on weekends. So while I was up there, I wasn't doing nothing, so I got a gig as a sanitation technician,
Uh-huh.
janitor, and I had a Burger King corporate office, and I come in there, jeans and a shirt, looking raggedy, raggedy job. And I could just the look on some of them corporate office ladies, like I was the lowest scum of the earth, and they didn't even know
Right.
who I was.
Right.
I was a fucking E7 in the army. I've earned a little stature,
Which means nothing to me because I don't know what that means.
I've done a little something. The rank.
Okay,
I had like
What, in
9,
E7 is
10
some form
years.
of sergeant.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Don't need to get in depth. We don't need to get in depth with the rank or anything like that.
okay.
Just my base salary in BAH, what would come, I would be making 60 and this bitch here was making 40. But I look like a scrub with cans. Does that make sense a little?
It makes perfect sense to me. It makes perfect sense. As a matter of fact, what I used to do when I used to be on the road an awful lot, and I worked in the jewelry field, in the jewelry industry. A lot of times I had some very expensive merchandise with me, and I was dressed up as someone. I'd have a ripped, baggedy old barn coat that I had, and blue jeans that were a mess, and sneakers that I had for 4 years, and so forth. Walking around with that, and I would go into secure buildings like this. And it was one establishment that I went into that actually had been a long time uh, affiliate of the company that I had worked for, and they'd never known me or whatever else. I walked into their front door, and the place went immediately quiet, and all eyes, like 15 pairs of eyes staring at me. And I'm like, what? I said, well, what can we do for you? I said, yeah, I'm here to look at. He says, we don't. Immediately, before I even got the words out of my mouth, the guy said, I don't think we have anything that you want. I said, excuse me? He says, no, I don't think we can help you, and there's a door and you can use it. They didn't know at the time I was walking around with a $250,000 diamond in my briefcase. And I was looking for a pair of rubies to go on either side. But because they saw this dirty dressed, scrappy looking, what do you call it? They had no idea who I was and that I was actually expected. And that was the turned out to be the very last time we ever conducted business with that company.
Where's that diamond now?
It's on a very, very happy lady's hand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, again, to Washington, D.C., oh boy, can't think of the word. What am I looking for? Oh, the D.C. trial on the January 6th is no longer being done by what's it called, the jury, the grand stop. On August 22nd, 2023, Special Counsel Jack Smith filed court documents that said the federal grand jury in Washington, D.C., that was investigating alleged mishandling of classified documents has ended. The document also said that the government had presented evidence that suggested that the testimony given by Trump's employee, D. Oliveira, was found to be untrue. However, the statement is misleading in a few ways. First, it implies that the investigation is over, when in reality it is still ongoing. The grand jury may have ended, but the special counsel office is still investigating the case. and could still bring charges against Trump on his associates. Overall, the statement is mostly true, but it is important to be aware of the ways in which it is misleading. The investigation is still ongoing. Um, so once I heard the story, I put it in the fact check system, and this is what the fact check comes back. Of course, it's a liberal fact check system for a reason. And of course, they say, the statement mostly is true. The whole statement is true. I mean, the grand jury isn't involved anymore. So this case is slowly getting simple. Mr. D?
Who, me? I'm sorry.
Yes. Mr. D?
You know, uh, this is he's got 3 already, right? Or is it 4?
Yes, 4 indictments.
4 indictments. The last one was in Atlanta, Georgia, right?
Somewhere down in Georgia, yeah.
Yes. Okay. Man, I don't. Have you guys looked at that site I forwarded you, fellas, on the text format? January 6th Gov info. It was the January 6th insurrection shit, and there's a lot of evidence there, man. Even the way they video formatted it when Trump's
A lot of
associates
evidence for what? For who?
like
A lot of evidence
about
against Trump, or a lot of evidence on the January 6th?
no, they were catching lies. They were catching lies. One was saying Giuliani did order, the vote to be,
Yeah, they were
unofficial.
lying. Yep.
Yep. And then this guy says, no, he never said that, was this guy. But no, man, they did a real good job on this, man. And Liz Cheney sent it on her Twitter account. I got it off an RSS feed, but it came from the X, the Twitter. And it was like, wow, it don't stop. And this is going to become dangerous for this nation, because if there's any hint that he'll be found guilty on anything because the media will leak it, and they will sway it. Come
The
on,
office
guys.
themselves will leak it.
The media will tweak it whichever way they want it to go.
Yeah.
What do you mean tweak it? They already have him convicted.
Hold up.
They already have him convicted.
So you're saying he's guilty already?
No, according to the media, if you listen to the way that they talk,
public opinion.
The court of public opinion, they have worked their vile ways into just automatically declaring him guilty.
Lady Justice holds a blind scale, and she's
and a double-edged sword.
Yep.
In theory, but in reality, it's a cyclops. It's a cyclops with a rudely stamped cutlass of a buccaneer.
But now let's go back now, there, guy. We did have somebody save us from the Hunter Biden sweetheart plea deal when that judge intervened, and she says, "You guys sure you want to go through this?" And then also the defense attorney couldn't answer a simple question the judge asked. Well, they did, because they kind of alluded it on the agreement form. Is Hunter Biden under investigation? And they said yes, and that sealed the deal. Like, we cannot go with this deal. So I think the Lady Justice was wearing a blind around her.
We got lucky.
What's that? We got lucky.
We got lucky.
Okay, but we let's, and like you said, it's not even opening arguments yet.
Hey guys, before we go to break, I'm going to lead off with this video, and then we're going to go to break.
Okay.
All right. right, boys?
Sir.
We already have a nigger mayor. We don't need any more nigger big shots.
I learned a lot. And I learned that, and Corn Pop was a bad dude.
I think the two-party system is good for the South and good for the Negro, good for the black in the South. Other than the fact that they still call me boy, I think they've changed their mind a little bit.
If Haiti just quietly sunk into the Caribbean or rose up 300 feet, it wouldn't matter a whole lot. Is it because blacks are involved in Haiti?
It was old media that got him in trouble. Personal comments he made about another White House hopeful, Senator Barack Obama.
I mean, you got the first sort of mainstream African American who was articulate and bright and clean and a nice-looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook, man.
He's going to let the big banks once again write their own rules. Unchain Wall Street. They're going to put you all back in chains.
We have this notion that somehow if you're poor, you cannot do it. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Ladies and gentlemen.
It's a long...
I hear the sound, stumbling laughter, holding on to each other. Miss the last bus on foot to get home. I miss the town, rowdy and clever, all at once undercover, blowing kisses to the shop windows as we go. We stayed out playing past midnight. That was years ago. Now something just ain't right. Better take it slow.
Okay, everybody, welcome back to Half of the Way We See It right here on the FFN Network.
But we have just a quick moment for you here. A couple of things. We have this from this young fellow. This young fellow decided that after the advent of woke culture turning things, Aunt Jemima's
Please.
into the Pearl Mining Company or whatever the hell it is, or
Put
Pearl
him up
Milling
just by
Company.
himself.
What's that?
I would like Blaze just to have you on the screen so we could see your little training aid there.
Yeah.
Not me, fool. There you go. I see the box.
This fellow right here.
Cousin T's.
He decided that since the woke culture decided to go ahead and cancel out Aunt Jemima, he decided that there was a void, and there was a void that Americans largely were missing, and he decided to go ahead and come out with his products, and of course many grocers and retail outlets said not a chance.
Yeah.
So he started selling it online, and he did incredible. And now he's starting to fill the shelves in the grocery stores.
That's right.
Taking
Let
space
the
away from
woke
Pearl
culture
Mining.
try to take him off.
Pardon
He'll
me?
be like, I said, let the woke culture try to take him off. He'll tell him to go pawn top.
That's right.
This is his business, just like it was the black woman's business that was originally on the fucking box.
You mean that one?
That
right
one.
there.
Exactly.
Man,
She was the
Why'd
first
you wear the
woman
gloves?
black millionaire ever. Okay? Ever.
And by the way, I just did that just to piss off all the liberals that might be watching.
Oh, Cousin T's, huh?
Yeah.
That's a for real product, right?
Absolutely, that is a genuine product. I originally, as soon as I saw it was being advertised on Facebook, as soon as I saw the product, I ordered this and the syrup, and the products are fantastic. The products that the person put out, it is indeed fantastic. He came out with syrups. He's got other things that are coming out as well. And go to the grocery stores and start asking for them and start looking for him because he's getting there, and they're starting to learn.
That's where it'll bleed from there. Yeah, good point.
I'm gonna pick some up, Mr. B.
You know, good
I just
point.
wanna throw up a real bigot racist son of a bitch.
Please, by all means, go ahead. Let's.
It's a storybook, man.
He's going to let the big banks once again write their own rules. Unchain Wall Street. They're going to put you all back in chains.
How do you like that?
Somehow, if you're poor,
All right, you fucking believe
cannot
what he
do
just
it.
said?
Poor
Yeah,
kids
I
are
know.
just
I
as
caught
bright
it
and
the
just as
first time.
talented as white kids.
It's a long way until November. We got more questions.
You got more questions, but I tell you, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
It don't have nothing to do with Trump. It has to do with the fact I want something for my community. I would love to see
Take
you.
a look at my record, man. I have a record that is second to none. The NAACP has
that's
endorsed
ugly.
me every time I've run. I mean, come on. Take a look at the record.
Come on, baby, let's investigate.
Joe has a terrible history in the black community, and everybody just loves him because he's the fluffy old guy.
Former Vice President Joe Biden, he's run for president twice before, unsuccessfully. He's never before been the frontrunner. Now that he is towering over all the other declared Democratic candidates, his almost 5 decades in public life are getting some real scrutiny. On top of that list, his record on civil rights during his younger days as a U.S. Senator. CNN's Jeff Zeleny has exclusively obtained some letters written by Biden himself.
Joe Biden is coming back as a solo act.
I'm ready to go.
With his long record facing a new look under the spotlight of the 2020 campaign.
Gentlemen and ladies of the Senate.
One chapter receiving fresh scrutiny comes from his earliest years in the Senate, when he strongly opposed mandatory school busing. It was designed to achieve integration and a more equitable education. What's less known is how he followed the lead of some of the Senate's most fervent segregationists. In a series of never-before-published letters reviewed by CNN, the strength of Biden's opposition to busing comes into sharper focus. On March 25, 1977, Biden wrote, "My bill strikes at the heart of the injustice of court-ordered busing. It prohibits the federal courts from disrupting our educational system." Biden sought and received support from Mississippi Senator James Eastland, the Democratic chairman of the Judiciary Committee, and a leading symbol of Southern resistance to desegregation. He frequently spoke of blacks as, quote, an inferior race. Eastland and others were partners on several of Biden's anti-busing bills. On June 30th, 1977, Biden wrote, "Dear Mr. Chairman, I want you to know that I very much appreciate your help during this week's committee meeting in attempting to bring my anti-busing legislation to a vote." Then in 1978, Biden again asked Eastland to put his anti-busing bill before the full Senate, writing, "Your participation in floor debate would be welcome." Ronnie Dunn is a professor at Cleveland State University who co-wrote the book Boycotts, Busing, and Beyond.
Those letters I find somewhat surprising given Senator Biden's or Vice President Biden's current position and potential candidacy for the presidency and his position as a liberal. Those are issues that he's obviously going to have to answer for.
You said surprising. Surprising in what way?
Well, the fact that he would solicit the support of staunch segregationists, James Eastland as well as Jesse Helms, introducing legislation as opposing busing at that time.
Now to the race for 2020 this morning and new backlash against former Vice President Joe Biden. He's refusing to apologize as he faces growing criticism over comments he made about being able to work with others in Washington. But his examples were segregationist senators 40 years ago.
Apologize for what?
Refusing to apologize for touting his ability to find common ground with senators he disagreed with, even segregationists. Biden is facing sharp criticism. At a fundraiser Tuesday, Biden describing Senator Herman Talmadge of Georgia as one of the meanest guys I ever knew, but adding, well, guess what? At least there was some civility. We got things done. And recalling Senator James Eastland of Mississippi, Biden said, he never called me boy. He always called me son. Biden's 2020 rival, Senator Cory Booker, demanding an apology.
Somebody running for president of the United States, somebody running to be the leader of our party, should know that using the word boy in the way he did can cause hurt and pain. Vice President Biden shouldn't need this lesson.
Now, Biden actually took it a step further, saying that it was Senator Cory Booker who owes him the apology.
Cory should apologize.
I was actually it was hurtful to hear you talk about the reputations of two United States senators who built their reputations and career on the segregation of race in this country. And it was not only that, but you also worked with them to oppose busing. And, you know, there was a little girl in California who was part of the second class to integrate her public schools. And she was bused to school every day. And that little girl was me.
To coddle the reputations of segregationists, of people who, if they had their way, I would literally not be standing here as a member of the United States Senate.
Don't get me started on Kamala the Wonder Slut.
Kamala who?
Kamala the Wonder Slut.
So what is the American people left? I mean, do you root for Joe Biden? You know, I'm talking the rest of his time, 16 months. Do you root for him to continue to go to the last day? Or do we, put a curse on him, hope he drops it, and have Kamala come in?
Oh, dear God, no.
So no, I think Blaze, the double-edged sword, the Lady of Justice, that's where American politics is at right now.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, I had my little one with me, with us. Anyways, how can anybody explain any of that, D? Come on.
What?
Come on, Mr. B. How can anybody explain that? And I stopped.
It's very simple to explain.
Another 9 minutes to go on this guy.
The man is the byproduct of a bygone era. Bygone times.
Yes.
Okay, because Democrats were racist back in the 60s and in the early 70s.
What do you mean were?
You know what I mean? I say were because if you argue with a liberal, it's how Democrats became Republicans.
Democrats were the body of the Ku Klux Klan.
Yes, we know that. We know that.
Oh man, look at my basic training picture on my mom's wall. That was back in Vietnam. You see that? Oh, that's cute. What's up, Blaze? What's up, Mr. B? Just
Let's
wanted
get
to
a
share
little.
a little
I'm getting it out the segment. Sorry. So let's listen to a little bit more of the racist President Joe Biden.
It's misinformed and it's wrong. But Biden is not backing down.
Apologize for what?
I like the idea they keep in jail longer. I'm the guy that wrote the bill requiring federal judges to keep people in jail 100% of the time for which they're sentenced. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask what made them do this. They must be taken off the street. Increase the penalties. Increase them. I would put the son of a gun in jail. Put them to death.
From the crack epidemic of the 80s to the crime wave of the 90s to the post 9/11 war on terror, throughout his career, Biden has represented the Democratic Party consensus, shifting his views to fit whatever best serves his own political career. Over his 44 years in the Senate and the architect of today's criminal justice system, which contributed to mass incarceration and the police misconduct that protesters are fighting back against today.
Biden crime bill, the Biden crime bill, the Biden crime bill. Hell, we've had every crime bill since 1976. Every minor crime bill has had the name of the Democratic senator from the state of Delaware, Joe Biden. You got a gun, you commit a felony, 10 years. We already have it 5 years. Minimum mandatory. Judge can't say, you know, you had it in your pocket, you never intended to use it, we're only going to give you 1 year. Judge has to say 5 years. Well, he wants to make it 10 or 20 or 60. We can work that out.
He wanted to remove judicial discretion for those who, quote, don't meet the middle-class criteria of susceptibility to rehabilitation.
They are beyond the pale, many of those people. They literally have not been socialized. They are in jail. Away from my mother, your husband, our families.
The Biden-Thurmond Violent Crime Control Act of 1991 would have increased the maximum sentence for 44 crimes to include the death penalty.
A wag in the newspaper recently wrote, Biden has made it a death penalty offense for everything but jaywalking. I'm going to make us make it for 51. We're going to get tough.
Then he presented the final version of the legislation.
60 new death penalties, brand new, 60. There are 70 additional enhancements of penalties, i.e.,
After his disastrous 1987 presidential campaign, Biden had staged his political comeback, in part by becoming a media darling on issues of policing and crime, and he led the fight to pass the landmark 1994 crime bill under Bill Clinton.
When I wrote the original bill that started this whole process, the so-called Biden crime bill, I didn't call a liberal confab and write it. I didn't call any big society people and write it. I called the cops. A Democratic president wants 100,000 cops. A Democratic president wants to build 125,000 new prison cells. That's the secret. That somehow the Republicans tried to make the crime bill tougher. I say, poppycock. They didn't make anything tougher. Found out that this midnight basketball isn't getting them together, a bunch of jive folks living in their city to do, try to see if they can be Michael Jordan. When they found out, they were keeping schools open. So gangs come off streets instead of out raping my mother, marauding me, robbing the local store. They're in a gymnasium. And my daughter will be safer. My wife will be safer. My mother will be safer, and I will be safer. And I will be happy.
Never again should Washington put politics and party above law and order.
Along with several laws passed in the 80s, the 1994 crime bill drove up the local, state, and federal prison populations, and it tarnished the reputations of Biden and Bill Clinton, who signed it into law.
Hey, Clinton! You didn't want to take pictures of our people here? We're still in jail for what you did!
When Biden ran for president in 2008, he told the New York Times that he knew more people would be locked up across the board.
You ashamed of that bill?
Not at all. And in fact, I drafted the bill. We had enormous success.
The mass incarceration created by Biden's lock-em-up policies ripped apart vulnerable communities and families for a generation, and the federal funding streams and law enforcement infrastructure it created continue to hinder reform efforts.
I'll do my job and I will take responsibility.
You ashamed of that bill?
Not at all.
I don't. So this guy isn't a racist?
Somewhere along the line, the people that did the crimes need to own the fact that they did a crime, they got caught, they got convicted, they need to go to jail because they did an illegal act.
Wait a minute, hold on. Not if you're just attacking the fucking black community with that bullshit.
No, not just the black community. I said the people. The people that did the crime. Black, white, yellow, purple, green, whatever.
Yeah,
Blaze,
I don't know.
Blaze, during your Democratic years, he was your hero, Senator Biden. Senator Biden.
Why did you say he was my hero?
Because he was the only one talking them days out of Congress, man. No, the dude, I bet you liked him at one time, but you won't admit it here on FFN.
Why wouldn't
Network.
I just fucking admitted I was a Democrat most of my life. So what does that mean? What the fuck does that mean?
I don't know, Mr. B. What does that mean?
What does it mean?
The guy's a racist, plain and fucking simple. Now all of a sudden,
go beyond that.
Somehow, some way that it got switched around.
Do you think he's trying to be repetitive?
Because the media and everybody else just backed this guy because they had nobody at the damn time to come up as a Democrat to be president at all. So let's just throw Sleepy Joe in there. We don't got to worry about nothing. We'll win the election for him while he fucking sits home.
All right. You know what? I'm going to do something here. And I'm sorry if you take offense, but you know what? Tough shit. Okay? My father's dead in the ground. Buried with him are the words that used to come out of his mouth about niggers, about spicks, about chinks, about gooks, about greaseballs, about wops, about Jews. Buried with him. With the hate that I did not carry with me from my childhood. This guy is nothing more than that.
Yes.
A product of that era, a product of that life, who also needs to, when he is dead and buried, maybe all those thoughts will finally be buried with him.
Yes.
You know, go ahead, G.
No, go ahead, please. That was touching.
And for me, it's the same old. You know what I mean? This guy was a plain out racist back then. You can't change overnight. You know? And again, he never apologized for anything that he said. Never.
No.
Never once. But again, I feel that the Democratic Party at that time had nobody. So hey, let's grab Joe, the closest guy that's been in the spotlight because he was Obama's flunky. You know what I mean? We'll get him. We'll probably have a better chance with him. Don't worry. The mainstream media will back him 100%. We'll fucking cut any other story that has anything to do bad for him or talk bad about him in any way, shape, or form. We will cut those stories and flip it and make that person that's bringing out the information the fucking bad guy. Okay?
He's a puppet.
Thus, the Hunter laptop. Thus, the Russia collusion that never, ever, ever was. Ever was. Does anybody talk about it and bring that shit up now? You know? That's what I'm saying. Of course we close out at 9, Mr. B. Mr. D, we close out at 9 all the time.
Nah, but she started like at 8:30. I just wanted to give this recording session 2 hours. I mean, an hour and a half to continue on.
Yeah, we'll make time.
Sometimes things happen.
Anyhow, I mean.
Oh, wait a minute. No. I should have worn my T-shirt. Mr. B.
See, you act right up.
Do you know what FFN stands for?
No, I have no idea what it stands for. I've been asked and I can't answer. So please enlighten me.
Yes, and we I think we do a pretty poor job on letting that out, boys. But
it was a fucking
far from
2 years. So you got a wind of it.
Far from
normal radio.
Okay.
Far from normal, baby. That's who we are. Everybody gets a voice. Everybody.
Yes, sir.
So, has anybody seen the deficit clock lately?
No.
No?
No, I've not seen it.
Well, let's get into the fact that, again,
I got something. Has anybody ever heard of the theory of these creatures from outer space, reptilians, being in politicians and peoples of high levels of government and stuff? Have you ever heard of that theory, Mr. B?
There was a 3-night miniseries done on NBC back in the early 1980s about that, I think.
Yes. And do you notice how Joe Biden's head's getting his gill span is getting longer here?
His gill span.
Can I get a cowbell?
Yeah, if I can find it here. One of the year. Brown bread. Anybody ever seen this stuff? Stuff is amazing.
Yes.
Okay, right.
Thank you, Mr. B.
You're welcome.
So, look.
That was good.
We got about 2 minutes before our last break for the night. So, look. We got to keep ourselves together when it comes to making sure that we pay attention to where this mask stuff goes. So, I'm going to jump out with this video. I got it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go and take our break right after this video, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll be back in about 3.5 minutes. Volume.
To do with public health. It has nothing to do with breaking any waves. It was always about breaking people. It simply wanted to see how far can they go, how far would the people allow them, to take away their fundamental rights. And we've been seeing that. And once there were people that said, no, mask up, get this mRNA shot. Then they really bashed down on these people, threatened them, with their livelihoods. You are no longer allowed to go to work. You're no longer are allowed to ride on a bus. Then there were talks about if you do not get this mRNA shot, well, guess what? You will have to pay for your medical treatment yourself because you brought it on yourself. And, then they even were contemplating not to treat unvaccinated people at all. And this is the kind of stuff that totalitarianism is actually made of, ostracizing people, scapegoating people, ridiculing them. One high-functioning German politician even went so far as to saying unvaccinated people should not be allowed to celebrate Christmas at all. Can you imagine? That's the level we were talking about. We are not teaching our children anymore. What does it actually mean to live in a communist country? What does that mean? What did it mean to live under totalitarian Soviet rule? What did that actually mean? Well, look, is this what we want? I don't think so. And that's
holding on to each other. Miss the last bus on foot to get home. I miss the town, rowdy and clever, all at once undercover, blowing kisses to the shop windows as we go. We stayed out playing past midnight. That was years ago. Now something just ain't right. Better take it slow.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming around and sticking around for the last half hour of The Way We See It. With yours truly, Blaze Man, and my boy, Mr. B. Mr. D will be joining us in a short second. He probably had to take a dump. No, look, I think he's getting close.
There he is.
I'm coming in late in protest that I said that we shouldn't have played the break. We should have just continued on there, viewing audience.
Wow, coming in protest.
That's my protest, my 10-second delay.
10 seconds of fame.
You caught our attention. You caught our attention. I was telling the viewers that you'd be back because you were taking a dump. But I like your way better. Look, so do you think it's going to get a little crazy with the mask thing? I mean, look, like I said earlier, my wife went to see her doctor today, and she already had to wear a mask in the office. So, does that doctor tell other doctors in the building, "Oh, this is what we should start doing again"? What says you, Mr. B?
Myself, I say bullshit. Incredible bullshit. The masks did nothing.
We know they did nothing.
In my return to the great state of Texas, I'll be able to answer that question for a guideline on who to trust. Because will I wear a mask? Yes, I'll wear a mask. But will I? Because who can I trust? So the only thing I want to look at is the government and the base. And if people are wearing masks, because that's the biggest priority of the military is their welfare and what they breathe and all that good stuff. And if they're masked down, oh yeah, I give it a month or two, the mandates will start
So
coming.
you're saying if it starts in the military,
Yeah,
it'll start in the civilian?
Come on, think of your kid. Well, no, I can't. I was going to make comparison with Kim Jong Un.
Yeah, I don't think that would.
You're looking like Kim Jong Un, Blaze. You got the Fu Manchu.
I'm telling you, man. What's up?
I gotta go like this.
Yeah. Yep. We'll do that.
I'm good,
but
bro.
look, so sometimes we only plan the show for a couple of segments because they will usually turn out to be long segments. But so hey, NFL's coming along. Mr. B, do you watch the NFL at all, sir?
Absolutely not. I have never had any interest in professional sports.
Okay, so you're not a sports guy at all, huh?
I'm not. When I was a kid, I used to like to play hockey, but that was about it. And
about it?
I long ago decided that watching multi-million-dollar crybabies go on strike to play a game, that really tore
yeah,
it.
but Mr.
If I want to see
you
a
gotta,
game,
you
I'll
gotta
see
put
kids.
that aside, though, man. It's a great sport, Mr.
It was.
You gotta,
It was
you
a great
gotta,
sport. It's not now. It's all about money, and that's all
Mr.
it's
B,
about.
everything is about money, Mr. B. Come on. Everything is about money.
No,
You know?
and I'm leaning with Mr. B on this because I know what Mr. B is going to say. Go out there, and cut a bale of hay versus, a football player, a little and a lot for nothing.
If I want to see something that's not all about money, I'll go to organized religion. Right? Okay. Sorry.
Hey, pass the basket. Drop your donation.
Yep. Praise the Lord, hill, Lord. Pass around the basket.
See me at the end of the service so I can get you information for the 1099 charitable contribution, tax deductible.
Yeah.
Wow, you know that the government gets hit
I'd be
twice.
like, I gave the church $10,000 last month, and I get all $10,000 back.
No, but well, wow, look at this, man. So the church non-taxable. So in return, the church gives to its member a 1099 or a W-2 at the end for just charitable contributions. This happens, guys. This really does in your mega churches. And then the government gives you a break, so they take it on the chin. Wow. Wow. And the government is not looking at the church.
Yeah.
And that's cool, man. But I'm like, when are we going to draw a line,
You make some money to get some tax back. You don't got to worry. You give money to the church, all that stuff. Reverting back to, all right, so Mr. B, you're not a fucking sports guy whatsoever,
No,
right?
I'm not at all a sports person. I really am
You'd
not.
rather be out there fucking shoveling goat shit instead of sitting down having a beer and watching
I
some
wouldn't
good old
mind
American
going
football.
and doing some fishing. I don't mind
polishing your
fishing. I don't mind
shotgun.
hunting.
Now I got you. All right.
These are my interests. But I have no interest in football, baseball, basketball, hockey, lacrosse. You know.
No, hold up though. I respect that, Mr. B. With that you
Fine, he's got
liking
his own thing.
them events. No, be quiet. Because it defines
Quiet?
no.
I respect
Blaze,
you,
I
Blaze. No,
I
shut the
feel
fuck
like
up.
you're in the truck with me, Blaze. I feel like you're in the truck with me.
Go ahead, don't
I'm
forget what you were
serious,
gonna
man.
say. You're
Shit.
gonna forget now.
Shit.
Yeah,
No, I
see?
did already.
He's
Well,
gone.
wait a minute. What did I say, B?
You was
What
talking
did I
about
say?
him being a man's
were
man,
just-
you know, shotguns, fucking fishing, you know,
Oh
you
yeah,
respect
shot up
him.
shotgun and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
yeah.
No, because he values
Got the
his
Elmo Fudd
time that
fucking
he
hunting hat
has.
on. I'm with you.
No. He just
Well, it's the only way I can explain the hat. I don't know what
no,
kind of
but
hat
what
it
I'm
is.
no, Mr. B.
Yep.
I like that. I like that philosophy you have on life. You know, and you're
it's
100% right.
Well, I used to be out playing football before I couldn't do that no more. Then I started sitting on the couch and watching football.
Let me see if we can.
So
If you can see this, I don't know if you can see that or not. There you go.
Ah, damn it! What's that? Your great grandfathers?
that's
No,
Pepe. That's fucking Pepe Le Pew shotgun.
but that's just one of a collection of side by sides with the exposed rabbit ear hammers that I have. That's a small coach style gun that I keep just beside my bed, just in case,
right.
you know, for
I
snakes
bet
and
you
such.
got a fucking lamp made out of a shotgun too, huh?
Hey, who is that dude in that got canceled on them cartoon characters? Oh, Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew.
Pepe Le Pew. Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Can
was
you
a
believe that
sexist.
shit? Can you believe that shit? A
Yeah.
fucking cartoon.
No, when I saw that weapon of yours, that collector's item, it just came to me. That guy with the shotgun, always after that. Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about
Elmer Fudd. Elmer Fudd.
Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
That's what
It's
about.
funny
Elmer Fudd's hat.
because when I was
What
young,
kind of
I had
hat
a
is
speech
that,
impediment,
Mr.
and
B?
that's how I spoke. Hello, I'm Jeffrey Bettawini. I'm 15 years old now. I'm gonna go hunting with my father. We're gonna go hunting rabbits. Last day we got a pheasant. Yes.
Oh shit, Mr. B, breaking it down, like
I
a
got a
shotgun.
12-gauge shotgun. I put number 4 size shot inside it. It goes boom.
You know what the title of this show is going to be, right? Mr. B fucking goes off the reservation. But dude, a 10-minute video, a 10-minute video on TikTok goes like 20 pots. They put it in pots. Pot 1.
Yeah.
And you gotta wait. Pot 2. But it's clever for people to fucking go and watch this.
Now we're gonna go make stew with carrots. Maybe I'll do a Mr. B cooking video with that.
All right, so I would like to just get to this point, Mr. B. I apologize if you don't like sports. But so NFL season is starting next Sunday, the 11th, I believe, is the opening of the NFL season. As far as my Patriots go, I'm going to say that they make a wild card this year. I say that the New England Patriots make a wild card this year.
That's the funniest thing I ever heard.
Now listen, everybody who's watching, you know, because I'm going to go back and I'm going to edit just this segment to see what fucking Mr. D has to say. Because then we'll hear him during the course of the season flip his fucking script like 10 to 11 times. So remember, whatever he says now.
You want a prediction from me? You want a prediction from me?
I was just wondering why you were laughing. What are you laughing about? I said.
I knew you were going to put him in the playoffs. And
why not? Why not?
That kid we picked up.
What kid?
Ezekiel Elliott, a running back. You know something? But I'm thinking about Mr. B's
about
brain
him?
right now. No, Blaze. Mr. B's like his brain's like, I didn't sign on.
What?
Oh.
I didn't sign on for the sports anchor.
Yeah, that's why I asked him if he likes sports. But he's being good about it. He's not. He could be possibly.
There are plenty of people that are enthusiasts of.
He's not sitting there
all
saying,
these
"No,
sports.
I hate sports. Take me off the camera. Hurry up, please."
No,
Mr. B's a real good sport, man.
So you were saying about the
Patriots.
Ezekiel.
Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah. What was you gonna about to praise him about? He's lucky to get a job.
No. Understand, I live in Texas, man.
I
So every Sunday we get Dallas Cowboys, and we get two of them, two teams.
You got the Houston Oilers, right?
No,
Texans.
The Texans now.
Or the Texans, whatever the hell they are now.
Houston Oilers,
Yes.
Formerly Houston Oilers used to be. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, so he dipped in it, but he's coming off his not a good year. He's been in the league, I think, 5 years already. He's a little beat down. He's a little beat down.
He's fucking sick and tired of being a cowboy. Maybe he came to the fucking New England Patriots because he's still going to a team that's a fucking contender. I mean, so what? We had
makes them a
bad year. We had 2 bad years, man. We had to hit a draft and shit, you know? Listen, I'm not saying that the offense, in any way, shape, or form, D, is going to be anything like the Brady era. That's gone. That's gone and done.
Well, you're still living in it. You're still living in it. Who do they got wide receivers?
D, but you're thinking
they're all garbage.
As an all fucking offensive fucking juggernaut. You know, like it was in the past. No, and I already knew that it's not going to be that. But if the offense could at least put 20, 21 points on the board, 18, 19 points on the board.
I'm going to blow your mind, Blaze.
I think our defense can handle and win some games off of that. Well, can I finish?
Blaze. Because you're talking out of your ass, bro.
I'm not talking. All right, okay. Here's a guy that wants TT in football. Well, go ahead.
Diversity.
Diversity,
dude. All right? Diversity.
Well,
I only watch one team.
Diversity?
No. It will come on the show one day, and we'll give Mr. B the questions. I used to follow fucking practice coaches in the NFL, dude. I was in love with the Patriots, dude.
Yeah.
In love. It was sad. But getting back to the diversity.
I used to go watch him practice. So, go ahead.
No, that's all well and good. But you got to compare them across the league, dude.
Yeah.
You third week, I'll give you my prediction.
Why do you got to wait 3 games?
You can process it. I just don't watch one.
So you're not fucking super fucking indulged in you stop knowing of what time the fucking assistant coach goes takes a piss type of shit, right? So now you gotta wait.
It's gone.
Right?
It's gone. I'm gonna come out now.
Matt
Tom Brady's
Jones,
gone. Tom Brady was my boy.
Yeah. Oh my God. You fucking rip him constantly, but he was your boy. Jesus fucking Christ.
Damn, you don't forget nothing, Blaze.
For what I know about these, how in the hell can you support Tom Brady being? He was such a freaking turncoat.
Yeah,
Brady?
Brady.
He was.
Why?
But
Why was he a turncoat? You automatically fucking yeah. Again,
he was a turncoat because he
flip. Number 1 flip right there, D. You just got done saying and how fucking Tom Brady was your boy. He was your man. Now all of a sudden he was a traitor. He's not a traitor.
Tom Brady?
No,
listen to me.
Listen,
And that's that's why you're thinking the success they have under Belichick. Belichick is done. The fire is gone.
Listen, for me, you know what I mean? The guy wasn't a traitor for me, man. He gave New England 20 years of the best fucking football in any franchise in NFL.
Hooray! Wonderful, 20 years. And he went off to some other team, played for them, and then he stabbed them in the back.
Okay, wait a minute, Mr. B. You can't sit here and say you're not a fucking football fan. Okay, but know everything that went on with the Tom Brady fucking saga. You know what I mean?
Because he knows financials.
Listen, the bottom line here is I don't care that he went to fucking the Tampa Bay. All right? New England didn't want to. Bill wanted to shut him, push him out of New England fucking 2 years prior to that. And he wanted to get rid of him when we had Garoppolo. So, look, again, there's so much to it. The guy constantly took pay cuts to help the fucking New England Patriots. Then after a while, Tom's like, look, can we try and win fucking 7 here in New England? I need weapons. And they didn't give it to him. Okay? That's it. Yeah, but did Bill try to push him out of New England? I think so. I think Bill tried to push him out of New England a lot. So, what do you got to add, Mr. D?
I don't concentrate my whole life on the Patriots anymore.
Oh,
I really don't. I
What
really
the
don't.
fuck does that got to do with it? Ask me about somebody else.
No,
You know what I mean?
I Blaze, Mr. B, I got fucking tough boxes of Patriots fucking memorabilia. You know, so I've been there, done it. I'm not gonna make a Patriots altar or anything like I see Cowboys.
So you did.
Fans do.
So you haven't though.
Yeah, I'm done with it. I'm done with it.
Why?
The Patriots are not going to be good this year. They're not. They're going to
take all the shit down.
No, yeah, I took it down.
Oh, they're not going to be that good. So everything, okay. So you're like everybody else. You're done with them now, right? Now we're back to the 1986 fucking Patriots. Okay, because you guys like you, I've been a Patriots fan for fucking ever. You know what I mean? And, but they're not good anymore. So I'm going to take down all my fucking shit. From when they were
we
good.
could take a simple quiz.
That's not a Patriots
We could take a simple quiz on fucking kids in the NFL, and I can tell you a lot. First, I'll tell you what college they played for.
Okay. Yeah. What's your point?
Do you think they're wait a minute. Wait a minute.
That's
So
not the argument. The argument is you're
I'm not giving up my team. I'm giving the effort I used to put into it, but I'm not giving up on the team, dude. No.
I don't know. Every day until I die, fucking Sunday is fucking football for me. Sunday wings, sitting down with my son Sean, watching fucking the Patriots game, and then watching every other fucking team.
And people do that with their sons and daughters on NASCAR Sundays too.
The first day that NFL Sunday tickets became available, I had it. So,
what you get ahead of the line now for having that?
Yes.
Mr. B, what's up?
I'm just sitting here taking this all in.
Matter of fact, all DirecTV customers got a letter like a month and a half in advance because anybody who got internet through DirecTV canceled their internet side of the company and no longer offered internet because they were buying the contract to NFL Sunday Ticket. So, yes. Yes. I was one of the many few that started watching the NFL Sunday Ticket. And the Red Zone used to come with you for free. You used to be able to interact with it on your computer for free. Now they charge a fee for all of that. So, yeah. I like football.
So what's so big about that, Blake?
I like football.
I don't understand.
I'm telling you why I like football.
You like what it brings together with you and your son
with
football.
All right, preacher. I got you.
No, just like the point I was making with
that. So you're saying you can't do that with your son because your son is a Cowboys fan.
The family time, the camaraderie, it's
any of your children
admirable.
Cowboy fans?
It's admirable that it is things that it brings the two of you closer. You get to spend these times. You
Yeah,
build
I
memories.
get it. I know. Yeah.
Yes.
Any children Cowboy fans?
They. I don't think you can handle this, but they have dual loyalty.
Dual
loyalty, yes.
Okay. So if they come over to watch football at Dad's house, they wear their Patriots gear. If they're home with their boyfriends or whatever,
they wear whatever that makes them feel. I even got Tampa Bay fans in my family.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I got a story to tell you real quick.
I'm listening.
Me and the wife. That's how she's recognized on the phone. The wife. ICE in case of emergency. First responder. Get a look. Whoa, the wife.
The wife.
No, but getting back, we had COVID together. It was Super Bowl Sunday weekend, and it was a moment for me. My kids were bringing stuff to the doors. That was cool. Marked that little block. Showed a little love. I was all up for it. But no, me and the wife were sitting together, and we're like, we can't go against them. I'm like, you're right. I mean, looking at him, you thought it was, Tom Brady is the Patriot. What the Patriots do now, man, that whole deal just blew me out of the water. The Bill Belichick and fucking Tom Kraft shit, man. That's why I'm not totally involved anymore. They went totally in a different direction.
Well, that's like I said. Bill was trying to push Tom out of New England for a while. So I already know that, but it's not news.
Nah, Belichick's gonna go. He's still in there pinching pennies from these kids, man.
Well, hey, I am exactly now that we're gonna agree on. You know what I mean?
No.
Bill, Bill can't recruit like he used to. These kids want to see dollars before they perform. You know what I mean?
Incentives.
And Zeke, for me, this is his last fucking chance, his last hurrah. If he does play on another team next year or so, it's gonna be somebody like the fucking Texans or the Browns or so. Maybe not even the Browns. Browns are becoming pretty good. You know what I mean? I'd love to see a fucking Cleveland Browns. Okay. I'd love to see like the Cincinnati Bengals. I'd like to see somebody different. Cincinnati had a good run the past year and a half or so. I'd like to see somebody different. Of course, I would love to see my Patriots there. But right now, I can only call them for me, at least getting a wild card. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, that's why FFN Networks needs a sports show, guys. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank everybody who tuned in tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. We will catch you next Tuesday right here on the FFN Network with The Way We See It. Mr. B.
Yes, I'm not exactly certain if we've got things lined up or changing whatever else, but tomorrow night we're going to have again another.
Tomorrow night, the Politicking with Mr. B is still scheduled to air. I have to talk to our good producer and Nicholas because I'm going on a couple of days vacation. So, yeah, you will definitely know by the should have answered this offline, but yeah, you'll know. I'll let you know.
Okay.
Okay. All right, Mr. D.
The next time, just ask, is the room secured?
Yeah.
And if the
I got you.
No, I was feeling good there, man. During the break, I was just talking to my mom, and I came in a goofy mood, and talking that Patriots blood always does it between me and you, and Mr. B just sits back like these fucking idiots. But hey, I don't care if no, I'm serious. I don't care if we have 2 viewers or 2,000 viewers. I just look at this as a round table for us to throw out some frustration and see if we can make a little sense out of it. That's all. And thanks to everyone that's been listening. Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, Mr. B, go ahead.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to say have a good evening. We hope everybody in this heat that we're having, even though it's late in the season, stays hydrated. Get yourselves inside cooling stations. Get inside some shade. Stay out of the hot sun. And we will see you again very soon. Blazeman, thank you so much for the forum. We'll see you soon.
All right. Peace and love to everybody out there. We will catch you guys next Tuesday.
Why do you believe what you believe? Because at some point in your life, you trusted the information that somebody was giving you. And that someone you trusted told you that a car was a car, a tree was a tree, a bird was a bird, the blue stuff above you is the sky. And that's the way that we began to determine what we believe to be a fact.